shack at. The bottle's getting nifty up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon. We be pubbing.
What is happening? Welcome to our big Cappers Contest show opener. We go 3-2. Week 2, we go 3-2. We're 6-4. It's good enough. It's good enough for us to care very, very much about this week's picks. Very thankful to co-host this show with my man, Jose Bouquet. Jose, how are you?
Doing good. I'm excited to see our Cappers Contest picks always succeeding. 3-2 we'll take. 4-1 would be better, but we'll keep riding on to the sunset.
I'm very excited. I think I've got everything ready to go. Sorry we were a couple minutes late. Betting with the Bag went long. But let's get right to work here. First off, thank you guys all so much for joining us. NJ Striker, a Top Set, RVD 420, Travis Levine, Fanatical Jim. We got J-Dub, Stella Girl, D. Jenkins, Gerald Jones, B-Lab69, Jordy Nordman, Saturated, Billy Friedrich in the house. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. So a quick review here. We're going to go through each and every game. We have the Circa has put out their point spreads. Jose is going to put the poll in our chat. You guys vote on the poll. We're going to leave each poll up for 2 minutes. I have everything ready to go here so that we can go over the market movement and a couple notes. We'll just go over a couple notes as to expectations and things of that nature. Jose, anything you want to add to all this before we get started?
No, not much. I'm ready to get started. Start off a little late, so let's get it going. Always excited to talk about it. Betting with the Bag going late is not a surprise to people that watch it, but it was a good show nonetheless. And I'm ready to talk football.
It was a fun show. I enjoyed working with you. We don't do that enough. I realized that it could just be us doing baseball every day. It's a lot of fun capping with you. The anger that happened with you during the show I found very funny. But let's focus on NFL. Thank you guys so much for joining us. There's Mike Morris. Latsy said you talked me into Bengals. Damon Santori. I've hit 15 straight winners. I mean, that's just absolutely nuts. But I've moved on 4 bets, but this is not my bets. Or excuse me, I moved on 5 bets. This is not my action. This is our action and your action in the polls. So let's get started. Pop up the first game right now. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. The poll is up. It is sitting at 4, which is where it's at right now. The line history had this opening up with Cleveland -3.5. Cleveland got up to -5.5, even though the public dog is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right now, 71% of the tickets, 76% of this 144,405 tickets in. 71% of tickets, 76% of spread on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The market has moved back towards them. If you have a Steelers ticket, you can feel okay about yourself. I like the Browns here, but I don't know if I want to bet them with the money coming back in on them. It's Browns or pass for me. Jose, what are your thoughts on this game?
I personally am one of the public dudes that like these Steelers, but I really don't have too many thoughts on this game. It's tough to bet on Jacoby Brissett, especially after my Jets put him in a fucking blender. Big Bob Saleh just dragged his nuts all over the Browns organization. But I will say I'll be very interested to see how the Browns do today. And just based off early results on our poll, this might be a rare day where we're submitting a Thursday night pick onto our card, which means we'll have to submit all of our picks post haste. So it'll be a fun watch to see how this goes.
That makes me so nervous. I hope this doesn't end up on our card. Pittsburgh 30th in yards per play and total offense. I don't trust them to be able to take advantage of a weakness that we see in the Browns and their pass defense, which we didn't expect it to be. I know that Clowney will be absent in this game, but Jack Conklin is back. The more I talk about it, the more I think the Browns are the play. Okay, we are almost done. Get your votes in right now. We are going to stop it in 10 seconds. I do not want to have many Thursday nights going for us, but if it is on here, it's going to add a big element to how fun tonight is.
Let me tell you, Jimmy, it's going to be on there.
Oh, my goodness.
85% early on the Browns, and I just reminded myself to write down the votes, so 40 votes in there as well.
Wow. All right. Wow. The Browns are going to be on our Circa Millions card here. That makes me a little nervous.
Just a reminder to everyone, 70% is that threshold we have found. Once you get over that 70%, it usually lands in the top 5.
We're still good using the order from the Gridiron Gambler show. Is that right?
Sure, whichever order you want. I'm flexible.
All right, we move on to Houston Texans at Chicago Bears. The line right now is 2.5 from Circa Millions, 2.5. And we will pull up the line history here because it's now sitting at 2.5. We have it opening up with the Bears as 3-point favorites. They've moved to 2.5 we don't care about the total perspective. From the cash flow scenario, we have 13,807 tickets in, and the sharp money is all over Houston. 56% of the tickets, 82% of cash. The sharp money's been on Houston week 1, week 2, now week 3. And it's not an easy bet to make, trusting Davis Mills and this Texans squad. Now, their defense has been really good. They allowed 36 combined points to the Colts and Broncos. Say what you want about those two teams offensively, but they were held down. The Texans had leads going in the fourth quarter in both of their first 2 games, but they're averaging just 14.5 points per game, and they're tricky to trust. And I don't feel like we've seen the Bears in a real legitimate situation, honestly, because we saw them in a monsoon type conditions in week 1. And then we saw them in Green Bay, in Lambeau, their kryptonite in week 2. Bears, Texans. What are your thoughts here, Jose?
I like the Texans. I've been betting on the Texans, I think every week so far now. I like the Texans a lot. I don't love Lovie Smith. I don't love the parts of the Texans individually, but together as a whole, it looks not too bad. Answering some questions real quick. Slats. Of course, these are the same these are going to be the same lines that are in our contest, so don't worry about that. There are a lot of pick'ems, so there will be a little updates there. Ron Crawford, contest lines weren't available. They are not available. They'll be available at 5 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern, the lines will be available, so don't worry. All those will be available then. I like the Texans here, plus 2.5. I think they can win this game outright. It's kind of shocking how bad Justin Fields has looked. Perhaps the Bears are going to the triple option. I don't know. It was shocking to see the low pass numbers and 70 yards passing. So give me the Texans.
Makes me nervous, but I don't want either side here. All right, we're going to give it 5 more seconds here. Let's pop up the numbers. Does this make the card?
74%.
73 I've got.
73%.
We're missing a percent somewhere.
There we go. 73% on the Texans there. 38 votes. So shout out to the Texans there.
Wow, Houston may make the card. We move on. Las Vegas Raiders at Tennessee Titans, Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Raiders coming off the shock 29-23 overtime loss at home to the Cardinals. And the Titans are on a short week after being completely dominated 41-7 at Buffalo on Monday. Let's take a look at the line history first. Raiders open up -2.5, -107. They're now -2.5 at +100, which means the Titans have taken 8 cents. 8 cents for these Tennessee Titans. Let's go over to the cash flow here. And by the way, you see it's a 2 at Circa, not the 2.5 that Pinnacle's line history is showing up. We have just 12,445 tickets in. 40% of the tickets, 48% of the cash on the Raiders. Interesting, with the market moving slightly in the Titans' favor. This makes me so nervous in this game. Are the Titans really as bad as they've looked thus far? They just put up 187 total yards. I mean, are we sitting here thinking that Hassan Haskins is going to have to come in for Derrick Henry? I mean, 26th in yards per play, getting no pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and they're suffering injuries. They lose Luan, their all-pro left tackle. Bud Dupree hurt his hip. But this makes me nervous. Take it away, Jose. Is there a move or an angle you like here?
If I had to take a side, I'm taking the Raiders. I do think the Tennessee Titans are as bad as they look. Tannehill, I think week 8, maybe week 10 is the over-under. He's still the starting quarterback of the squad. I think they'll just quietly shepherd him away. We'll get the Liberty kid in there, and it'll be a new era of the Titans. I'm a little worried for Mike Vrabel as well. I think he's a good coach, but he might be on the chopping block here just for a new voice, new time for a rebuild in Tennessee. I think the Vegas Raiders do win this game, and I think they cover. So if I'm picking a side, it is Vegas for me.
I'm surprised the bigger bets have come in on the Raiders. I was seeing the juice moving towards the Titans. I'm surprised there's a 2 on screen. Maybe it's because this contest is originated out of Vegas, and in Vegas they're taking more money than they are in some of the offshores. Okay, good.
4%.
Good.
4% on Las Vegas. So we'll see if that makes our cut. 37 votes. Very interesting.
That won't make our cut. Lee Davis says nobody wants the Raiders. I'm happy that's not going to make our cut. I'm very, very happy. Saturday says, I don't know why Tennessee would sabotage their receiving core the way they did. It is great to have you guys. Big show. Thank you for throwing up the final numbers here in our chat. Great to see everybody here for our Cappers Contest show. We're 6-4. We need to win every single week.
Yep. And Wick, by the way, you get 2 minutes to get your vote in. 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes. We move on to a spot that I find very dangerous, and I may have to vote to keep us off a certain side. Kansas City Chiefs at Indianapolis Colts is next. Let's get the timer going. And we know that the Colts, well, we expect them to have Shaquille Leonard, Darius Leonard, whatever you want. We expect Leonard to be back in the lineup. We expect Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce to be in the lineup. It's possible that they get their best offensive player. Well, I guess Jonathan Taylor's the best offensive player. I'm not going to take the Chiefs in the survivor pool. This is the whole season's on the line for the Colts at home. The place is going to be going bananas. Let's take a look at the line history here. Opened at 6.5, and it's still it's moved to either 6 or 5.5. What is that telling you? I had a chance to move on both the Colts and the team total under 29.5 on Tuesday, and I haven't yet, but I want to. I'm going to make a vote just to ensure that we don't have the Chiefs on our card. I don't want the Chiefs to be on our card. Let's go over to the cash flow here. And we have 34,000 tickets in, 31% of the tickets, 45% of the cash on the Colts. Sharps are on the Colts, and I do not want to see the Chiefs on our card come Sunday. What do you think, Jose?
The dramatic move has just made me think Colts. 7 earlier this week, now down to a 5.5. Yeah, I think this might be the Indianapolis's last stand, and it really depends on Matty Ice. Matt Ryan, my guy. I like Matt Ryan, Boston College kid. Can he get it done? I think we'll see a lot of JT and hopefully limiting my man Matt Ryan. So I do think the Colts can pull this out, and I would agree with you. Not a survivor pick I like either. So give me the Colts plus 5.5, to be honest.
15 seconds left. I was the same as MDR24. I voted MDR saying I voted Colts solely to keep KC off the card. That's the same thing I did. Ryan Thorson said Colts have looked so bad. How's the line only 5.5? It's because the Sharps are on the Colts. It's their first home game. The whole season's on the line. Okay, 2 minutes. Let's see what's up. I'm excited.
62%.
Yes, off the card. Good. All right, we move on. Oh, God, there's so many spots I don't want on our card. Here's another one. We move on to Buffalo Bills at Miami Dolphins. And look, everything's coming up Buffalo. They're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Those numbers go down each week. Josh Allen looks like he's going to win MVP after 2 games. I get that people aren't putting a ton into that Dolphins comeback, but it was exceptional. And those 2 receivers, Tyreek and Waddle, maybe the best 1-2 punch in the league. And maybe we've entered to a time. This is 5.5 over at Circa. It opened up 5.5 here, and it's still 5.5. Pinnacle showing a 6, but at plus 106 for the Bills. The Bills have beaten the Dolphins 7 straight times. They've scored 36.8 points per game during that stretch. But what are the Bills just going to run over every team, easily cover the spread by double digits every game? It just doesn't work like that. But I also understand the Bills look spectacular, absolutely spectacular. What do you think of this spot, Jose?
I think it's going to be very interesting. I don't know. Maybe if it's just because Miami at home and it's still early on in the season, I think that Miami could get the upset here. I do kind of have a soft spot for Miami. Do have my sister in Miami and all that stuff, so maybe I'm just a little rose-tinted glasses here. But Tua was impressive. I'll admit it. And I honestly think there's a lot of bias against Tua because he's left-handed. Makes him look a little weird, a little funny.
There was no bias against Boomer Esiason. Look, he's not playing well. It's not about being a lefty in my estimation.
Yeah, we'll see today, or we'll see Sunday, because this will be the biggest game of his NFL career. And I think he steps up. I think he plays decently well, and I wouldn't be surprised if Miami even got the dub here.
I would be surprised. Fanatical Jim loving the under. I can't wait to see how high this total gets. I forgot to turn the timer on for this one, but it hasn't hit 2 minutes yet. So we'll give it about 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds. We will see now if the Buffalo Bills make our card. And if they do, they do. But I'm hoping that they don't. Okay, good.
63% again.
So we're not getting big. Oh, this is so much fun. Thank you guys all so much for joining us on the Cappers Contest show here at Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to our guy, Jeff Slaughter, who bought our ticket in to the Circa Millions. Next up for us is the Detroit Lions at Minnesota Vikings. We have Lions, Vikings, and the Vikings are sitting as 6-point favorites. And I don't know what to do with this because I want to bet the Vikings. I love that they got slapped in the face in Philadelphia, but I'm hesitant still. I was wondering where this line was going to go. Let's talk about the line history in this one. And here we go for line history in this Detroit, Minnesota game. This opened up at Pinnacle with Detroit +6. They're now 5.5. I'm a little surprised this is a 6 here. Let's take a look at the cash here in Minnesota, Detroit. We have 17,287 in. 40% of the tickets, 41% of the cash on Minnesota. That makes me comfortable. By the way, in that Buffalo spot, it was 70 and 72 on the Bills. I guess I don't believe. Okay, the Lions haven't played on the road yet. And I want to take advantage of them in their first game on the road. And the Vikings, I think, need to step up after getting slapped in the face. I put that angle together, and I think that the Vikings take care of business. But do they cover this big spread? It's tricky. What do you think here, Jose?
Lions. I am the Lions guy. I think they score enough points to stay in this game. They might lose this game close, but I think it'll be 3-point game. Close game at the end of the game. Obviously, off the top of my head, who is the Vikings kicker? Because this is 6. Maybe we get a little mixed extra point action. Who knows? But I am taking the Lions here. I wouldn't be surprised if they were one of my Cappers Contest picks. I like the Lions a lot.
I don't like that the Vikings are on a short week after, losing in Philadelphia. But we got to see this offense on the road. Sure, it's all glory when the fans are quiet for them and they're losing their minds against. And they put up all the points in junk time against Philadelphia. We don't know. We don't trust really the Commanders' defense. So Travis Levine says Vikings D is trash. I mean, until they feel injuries up front, until they do that, I think Za'Darius and Daniil are going to be a nice front seven. So I hope the Lions don't make our card. Jose, we have just a few seconds left.
60%, Jim. Don't worry. I've got a little timer on the poll, by the way. It tells me how many minutes I make the poll. So you don't have to worry about the timer.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's going to help me out a lot. Okay, our timer is gone. We have Jose 59% on Detroit. I don't think that makes our card. All right, we're making good time here. Thank you guys for joining us. We move on. Baltimore Ravens at New England Patriots. This one is 2.5 at circa right now. We go over to the line history at 2.5 and pull this up. It is moved to 3. It is moved to 3. Not really. Sorry. Baltimore's 3 at plus 106. So I guess it's still a 2.5. Let's move over to the cash flow here. And 21,865 tickets in. 21% of the tickets, 33% of the cash on the Patriots. Patriots are getting sharp money. Belichick often gets sharp money. Belichick is a home dog, gets sharp money. In saying all that, this is a very angry Ravens squad that got consistently beaten over the top against the Dolphins. The Patriots with Aguilar and Jacoby Myers probably aren't capable of doing that to them. In saying that, it's an angry Ravens team, and I'm not going to push anybody on either side of this. Are you pushing anybody, Jose?
I like Baltimore here. I like Lamar Jackson. I like the angry Ravens. The coaching disparity is not as high as it usually is because Harbaugh's a good coach. I understand Bill Belichick is what he is. But you kind of mentioned it. Who the fuck is going to beat the Ravens downfield in this game? Jacoby Myers? Nah. No thanks. Whoever, Goloshelski, even though he's on the Steelers now, no thanks. I think the Patriots get held down here by a Ravens defense that is not very good in the slightest, but I think they can hold down the crappy receivers, no good skill positions. And Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones is kind of showing himself to be a fraudulent guy quarterback. I don't think he's the man for New England going forward. So I am on the Ravens minus 2.5. Apologies to Nasty Nate.
Well, I just voted on the other side. I don't want the Ravens to end up on our card. I do not. It doesn't make sense for us to be against sharp money. The chat was on the Bengals last week against sharp money. I mean, I do not think it's healthy for us to go up against the sharps in any situation, and doing it here makes me very nervous.
I'd probably agree with you, Jimmy, but guess what? Baltimore, 86%. Looks like it's going to be on our card, the new highest one. Or sorry, 83%. I lied, 83%. Those 3% matter. I'm blind. But it's still most likely going to be on our card with the highest vote amount, too, at 50 there as well. So shout out to the Baltimore Ravens.
I think we're in trouble. I think we just I hope that we don't do this too much. The Sharps are completely dominating the season. If you go down the list of all the games that the Sharps are on they're cashing nonstop, and every time we go against them, we lose. Okay, we move on. Bengals, New York Jets. You could have got in on the Bengals at 4. I got in on the Bengals at 4.5. I'm using the Bengals in my survivor. The Bengals are now 6, and that's what it is right here. That's a lot of points. This doesn't have to make our card. There's not a big difference between 4.5 and 6. I'm not going to force the Bengals onto our ticket. Look, I mean, the Bengals have lost 10 of their last 11 on the road against the Jets, and they're 0-2, and their season's on the line. So what do you trust? Do you trust Burrow? Do you trust Jamar? Do you trust Mixon? Do you trust that this team, was Super Bowl finalist last year and AFC champion? Or do you look at this offensive line, which they revamped and put time and energy in, and think this is the worst offensive line in the league. This team's not going to make the playoffs. I do not believe in the Jets' miracle in Cleveland, and I like the Bengals. I moved on the Bengals and the Bengals team total over, but I'm not going to force this onto our card. Jose, take it away.
I liked the Bengals earlier this week at 5. At 6, give me some Jets action. You know, keep steaming this number. I am not purposely trying. I feel like every game I've gone against you, Jim, and one of us is 33-4, 17 straight fucking winners, no fucking problem. Take it to the bank. The other one is not an NFL capper. So there's your notes there. I like the Jets here +6. I think this will be a closer game expected. I think they'll make them work for a road victory here. And the Bengals, they have not won a game yet. They'll be hungry for it, obviously. So I'll be interested to see how they finish this game. I think it finishes closer than expected. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a first half blowout. Second half makes it closer than expected. So give me the Jets. But I'll say this. The Jets never get love in this chat. So I don't anticipate the Jets being on our card.
Well, I tried to counteract Jose's vote by voting for the Bengals.
Well, don't you, Jimmy? I never vote on these things. I've not voted on any of these any once. My vote is not an educated one, so I do not put it in there. But I'll tell you, 2 minutes are up. 69% of people on the Bengals, -6 there. So very interesting at 51 votes too.
So they're in at this point.
They are in at this point.
Okay. Cheshire Cat, you were voting on games you didn't want to vote on.
Oh boy.
That's completely different. Don't know how you are a university graduate. I'm voting to counteract somebody else's analysis. That's capping. All right, we move on. Philadelphia Eagles at Washington Commanders. Eagles Commanders. We're sitting with the Commanders as 6.5 point dogs, and I feel like that's too many points. Let's take a look at the line history here. I know that it's tough to trust the Commanders. I moved on their team total over. This opened at 5.5. It's now at 6.5. Let's go over to the cash flow on this one for Washington. Pulled up. Sorry, Tammy's saying here we have 50% of tickets, 61% of the cash on the Commanders. There's sharp money on the Commanders, and I get why there is. By the way, for that Cincinnati game, 89% of the tickets, 93% of the cash on Cincinnati. So it's a public spot, but the big bets are on them. I want to see what the Commanders do at home. I don't want to buy too much into that Eagles victory over the Vikings. The Vikings look terrible. O'Connell did not look in control of the play calling. I do not want this into the game. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let you guys make a decision here. Take it away, Eagles, Commanders, Jose.
I really wish that I could say that this was a bit and I was doing this on purpose. I like the Eagles. The Eagles have been my quiet Super Bowl representative in the NFC for the whole year. They're kind of showing their stuff now. The worry, obviously, Commanders have a bunch of good receivers with Jahan Dotson, not Josh Doxson. Remember him? But they obviously have Scary Terry and Curtis Samuels too. So I think that passing game will be interesting to see how Wentz does. But I mean, the reverse angle of this game will be the game to watch with Wentz going back to Philadelphia here. I think Wentz still has some little bit of PTSD from the Eagles. So give me the Eagles -6.5.
I want, you know what? I think I'm going to move on Washington now after sitting with it. I think 6.5 is too many points. Let's see Philly cover that on the road.
63% on the Eagles, by the way.
Okay, good. It won't be on. It won't be in.
49 votes.
All right. Let's move on. That's fine. I think I'm going to move on Washington. Preston said Sharps lost last week with Saints against Bucks. You're right. I didn't, and Andy didn't, and our Gridiron Gamblers didn't. We were on the Bucks, but you're right. But you have to admit, Preston, they're absolutely dominating the season and cashing nonstop. But you did find one spot where they didn't. Okay, let's move on to those New Orleans Saints. Saints, Panthers. Pull it up right now. Saints, Panthers, 2.5-point favorites are the New Orleans Saints over at Circa. Let's go over to the line history in Saints, Panthers. Post this, very quickly. Opened up with the Saints at 2.5. They're still there, although it moved to 3 at a bunch of books. It moved to 3 at even money at Pinnacle. Now it's 3 at plus 105. Let's go over to where the cash lies in this one. And again, the Sharps are all over the Panthers again. So there was another spot where the Sharps lost. The Sharps lost against the Giants. I did not have the balls to bet the Giants. 61% of the tickets on the Panthers, 84% of cash on the Panthers. I don't trust either team, and I'm surprised that there's sharp money here on the Carolina Panthers. Very surprised. Is Kamara going to be back? He was held out with the rib injury. Lattimore's ejection is probably the reason why they lost that game. But Matt Rule, this team's lost 9 straight games. Matt Rule's 10 wins, 25 losses as a coach. I don't know how you back him here. But Sky Dragon says 2.5 makes you think. I'll leave this one alone vote-wise. Take it away for us, Jose. Saints, Panthers.
Yeah, I like the Carolina Panthers here. I've liked them the whole season. It's not profited me any money. But I don't trust Winston. Like Preston, a Saints fan, saying Winston should be benched. He's got fucking fractures in his back. Even healthy Winston, I wasn't a fan of. So, Carolina Panthers plus 2.5 home dog. Sure, I'll take it. My concern is what the Saints. If the Saints do what the Bucs did to the Saints last week, they didn't beat them on offense, beat them on defense. Saints defense is very liable for picking off Baker Mayfield. Marcus Lattimore, good enough. Saturated asking if I trust Baker Mayfield. I don't trust Baker Mayfield with anything. With a nice night out, driving me home after an evening of beverages, staying in front of police officers when he's getting talked to. I don't trust Baker Mayfield at all. So no thanks. If I had to pick a side, it is Panthers. But thankfully, this game not going to fall in our card with a 55% on the New Orleans Saints.
I get it. I absolutely get your issues here. Let's see what happens. 55-44. Okay, good. Not going to be on our card. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Jaguars, Chargers. This is tricky. I know a lot of people want to back the Chargers with extra time to prepare off of a loss, but we have the torn rib cartilage, which you can play through. But he certainly looked in pain last game, and there's no one confirming that he's even going to play in Justin Herbert. So this is at 7. That's a lot of points. We have to go switch. Let's go over to Bet Online, where we have our big poker tournament in 6 days, the free roll tournament. $500 for the top 5, $25 bounties on all of the Pub Sports Radio personalities, and then Bet Online's giving us 10 tickets for the top 10 for their $300,000 guaranteed tourney on October 2nd. Those tickets are all worth $109 each. So Bet Online, as Pinnacle was afraid to open this up, Bet Online is not afraid of anything. They get their first to the market. It's always been something I've enormously respected. They just moved this at 1:53 p.m. today to 6.5. So they opened it with the look ahead spot at 9.5. Wow. But that was last Thursday, right an hour before the Chiefs game. So they've moved it to 6.5. That's exciting. Let's take a look at where the cash is in this game. And I don't know how many bets will be in, but there is still 16,833 to talk about. And it's all Jaguar money. 57% of the tickets, 94% of the cash. The Jaguars are an up-and-coming squad. I believe that. I agree with that. And things have changed. Peterson's there now. But this would be Chargers all day if we didn't question it all. And I'm on the Jaguars team total under. I probably should have waited. But take it away, Jose. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't trust this game. If anything, I'm taking the Jaguars just because, like you mentioned earlier today, one hit and Justin Herbert's just going to sound like this, not being able to breathe. And I just won't. I will not do that. No thanks with a 7-point spread here. Chase Daniels, proficient bag getter, but not a good player of the football. And I'm sure he hopes just as much as everyone else is Chargers fan, he does not get on the field because he would ruin his money then. I'll say this, and people are realizing in the chat, I'm pretty sure the same team doctor for the Chargers is still there from the one that stabbed him in the fucking or stabbed.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure the same doctor is there. And by the way, Tyrod Taylor is suing that doctor as well. So
I shouldn't laugh.
I don't know. I don't fucking trust him here. So I don't trust the doctors on the Chargers. I don't trust the Jaguars, even with a hurt Herbert. I guess I'd lay the 7 with the Chargers, I should say, or with the Jaguars, I should say, and hope that they can keep it close. But pass game for me. We've talked about this game entirely too long.
Yeah, and I'm not using the Chargers in the Survivor. That decision has been made. All right, let's see what it is. Okay.
53% on the Chargers. It's a tough game. I mean, if Herbert's healthy, maybe, but.
So. Let's move on to Rams Cardinals. We have the Rams -3.5. They opened -4 and have dropped to -3.5. Let's go over to the cash flow and see what's on here. 13,807 tickets in. Sharps on the Cardinals. 52% tickets, 77% cash. Sharps on the Cardinals. Half-point move to the Cardinals. I don't trust the Cardinals. Look, it was a spectacular comeback victory. I mean, they were down 20-0 at the half, 23-7 with 9 minutes left. Kyler Murray did everything he possibly could to turn this into a win. I mean, J.J. Watt got their lone sack. I mean, I do not trust this Cardinal team. But Kyler Murray's capable of spectacular things. Rams have converted 52.17% of their third downs. That's 5th. Cardinals are dead last at 24%. I mean, but look, I'm not going to get in the way of the Sharps. I'm not going to get away in this market move. So, Jose, what do you think?
It's tough. I agreed with Clint last week when he was the lone survivor on the Cardinals, I should say. I've got the Chargers still in my mind. I think it's the time to bet on the Cardinals is early when Kyler's still healthy. And I'm going to be interested to see how the addition of Hopkins in a couple of weeks will affect them. Obviously, will help. But it's been a trend. It's early season Cardinals. Early in the season Cardinals while they're still healthy, et cetera, et cetera. I think the Rams are a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover squad. Obviously, so are the Bengals, but I think they'll bounce back. But the Rams, I just not fully convinced. So give me the Cardinals here. Maybe some more late heroics from Kyler. But Aaron Donald, scary man.
Well, I can't wait to see this vote finish up, and it'll happen in due time here. I'm very, very interested in what you guys decide to do here. It's another spot I kind of hope is not on our card.
It's going to be close. Let me tell you, it's going to be super close. And shout out to all the people who've been voting. Consistent around 40 people voting. If you're watching, if there's 93 people watching and you're not voting, thank you, first of all. But definitely vote. Get your voice in here. 65% officially on the Los Angeles Rams there.
Oh, wow. 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 I was preferring, I was nervous that people were going to be following the Sharps. I guess I shouldn't have been. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board. Falcons, Seahawks. It is a pick'em, but it certainly didn't start that way. This started out with the Seahawks as 2.5-point favorites. It's now a pick'em. I moved on the under in the Seahawks team total under. When we go to the cash here, we have 14,778 tickets in, and it's all Falcons money. 62% of tickets, 97% of cash. So Sharps, everybody on the dog. Books afraid of the dog. This is look, the Seahawks are dangerous at home. I think maybe it should have been lined as a pick 'em to begin with because they have such a pedestrian offense. I didn't move on the Falcons. Andy moved on the Falcons and Gridiron Gamblers, got the plus 110. I wanted the under in the Seahawks team total under, which I thought was a similar bet to the under. But seeing 97% of the cash, I imagine the Falcons are going to be on our card here. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, give me the Falcons. I had them earlier in the week at the plus like 1.5, whatever it was. I got it. I've already forgotten. But I like them. I think they can win this game outright. Geno Smith, not good. And I don't anticipate the fan support being super good out there. Drake London has looked great. Kyle Pitts has made his voice known. Like, give me the fucking ball, and I think they'll get the ball this week. I like the Falcons, man. I think their pass catchers are underrated, and I think Marcus Mariota, just don't fuck it up.
He could fuck it up. He's
Absolutely.
More than capable of fucking this up.
It's who do you trust? Who do you trust more, Marcus Mariota or Geno Smith? And it's a tough choice. It's a super tough choice. While we're in here waiting for this poll to finish up, I'll say this. It seems like the Falcons are going to be one of our plays, but the cutoff before this game was above 68%. Right now, the fifth spot was that Rams 65% spot. Fourth right now is the Bengals. So if you get 65, above 65, great. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Falcons are, in fact, going to be on our card. 80% on the Falcons. So
that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. Okay, we are going to be able to have enough time because we have 3 games left. Jose, what is the cutoff, and can you give us an idea of where we stand?
You have to beat 70% or 69%, I guess I should say, which is very nice. Cleveland, 85%, Texas, 73%, Baltimore, 83%, Atlanta, 80%, and 69%. Cincinnati are 5 currently. Just missing the cut. We've got the Rams at 65%, like we mentioned. Las Vegas, 64%. Philadelphia, 63%. Kansas City, 62%. Buffalo, 63%. All those games right there on the edge of coming up.
Oh, nervous. This makes me so nervous, but it's really fun. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Green Bay Packers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have this sitting at, where is it?
Pick'em.
That's a pick'em. There it is. Packers Bucks. It is a pick'em. Let's see what this opened at. This opened with the, sorry, taking a second here. This opened with the Bucks minus 2.5, and Packers money keeps coming in. It is a pick'em. It's a -1. Oh, I still got at Pinnacle. Let's see what's going on here with the cash flow in this one. We have 18,611 tickets in, and it's tight. 46% of the tickets, 55% of the cash on the Packers, and you have to think that the Brady cash will come in. I find this game extremely difficult. Clearly, the Packers offense is not a high-flying offense, and there's been in years past where we've seen Aaron Rodgers turn them into one. He might not be capable of it this time. He knows he's got an incredible 1-2 punch with Jones and Dillon, and he's just being smart out there. The Buccaneers come off that emotionally charged 2010 win at New Orleans. They don't have Mike Evans, who's been suspended. They're dealing with injury issues. But, this is just so hard. Jose, you got an edge or an angle?
I don't have one that I completely love. I mean, I like the Packers here. Tom Brady, old man, plastic surgery, divorced with his wife openly talking shit about him. I mean, why am I going to? Well, on the other side, you do have Aaron Rodgers, who only takes drugs, ayahuasca. His family hates him. I mean, 2 great quarterbacks. What can you say? I like the Packers here personally. I think the running backs, Dillon and Jones, make a difference. Lenny gets a touchdown as well. But I will say this, shout out to Preston in the chat as well. I like the under in this game too. But in this case, for our purposes here, give me the Packers, but it's going to be a close, fun game, which I'm really surprised it's not Sunday Night Football.
I'm looking forward to see the final tally here. By the way, the Sharps are all over that under. 30% of tickets, 65% of cash. Probably something these are elite Ds going up against each other.
56% on the Packers, 40 votes.
Good.
Ron Crawford says right there, not on the card. By the way, I'll say this: looking through the comments, the comments, not happy. A bunch of disgust with the Falcons on there. I saw a bunch of fuck. Damn it! I put on the Falcons or whatever. I bet on the Seahawks. Bet the vote the Seahawks. So I think that's very funny to see the differences there.
Remember that the look ahead was as high as 48.5 on that total. So it dropped to 41.5 now. I mean, that's just nuts. It feels like I'm just too late to the party on it, but maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they'll go under 41.5 anyways. Move on to 49ers, Broncos. This is difficult. I find this so difficult. You have really strong opinions on either side. We're dealing with the Niners at -1.5. It's down to -1. Now they've gone from dogs to favorites, +2.5 to -1. When we go over to the cash flow in this one, and this is our Sunday night game that we will be hammering live. Niners, Broncos, 19,355 tickets in. 75% of the tickets, 91% of cash on the Niners. It's all going the Niners' way. And that makes me nervous. The Broncos have to be better than what we've seen so far. And I'm a Niners guy. And this game makes me extremely nervous. I mean, what Trey went down. Garoppolo comes in and he looks great in that first drive. And you can say all you want about the locker room supporting him and he should be the quarterback of this team. You have to be able to shoot for the stars if you want to win a Super Bowl. You have to be able to play elite football. And what do we know is that this team with Garoppolo quarterback is not the best team in the league and never will be. And now all the love's on them. What do you think here, Jose?
I like the Niners personally. I think Russ is a little washed. I'm worried about what the Niners or what the Broncos have with Russell Wilson. Doesn't run anymore, which is one of those things you can tell, like, oh, that's interesting. Old man quarterback not moving anymore. But I just wasn't confident enough to put a bet on it, actually. 49ers would be my side if I'm picking a vote here. But it's too tough to say personally.
I'll let you guys fully have control over this one and sit back. Who knows if Kittle's going to be in the lineup? You hear better chance, so he's got a better chance. They need him later in the year. And Ron Crawford says, hate fading Denver at home. J-Dub says, what makes you think the Broncos get right here? I just think that they're better than what we've seen. It almost reminds me of when Rodgers was saying, relaxed, everybody. I feel like, look, the Niners are a really good football team. Don't get me wrong. In week 3 with Jimmy G to be the favorite here, I'm very curious to see what the vote is.
Well, let's see. It is a 55%
okay,
on your San Fran Giants, or San Fran 49ers. So nothing there.
All right. B-Lad says Drew's very nervous on every game.
Yeah, no, you have, that is 100% facts. I don't know if there's one play you've been confident in today, Jim.
Well, it happens when you've hit 15 in a row, Cowboys, Giants. Let's move on to the final spot on the board. It is a pick'em right now. A pick'em. Let's go over to the line history in this one. Move over here. And we have it opening up at +3 for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are now +1. Also, that 1.5 point move happened this morning. A big 1.5 point move happened this morning. Let's go over to the cash flow here. And we have 61% of tickets, 71% of cash on the Cowboys. Look, I know that Daboll's changed everything, but they probably didn't deserve to beat the Panthers. And I do not trust Cooper Rush to continue these heroics. This game makes me very nervous. Sky Dragon says Giants love the play. I don't want to go up against the Sharps. This will be a game that we get to live bet here on Pup Sports Radio Monday night, and I can't wait to host that show. North Ender says, love the G-Men. Lee Davis says, love the G-Men. I mean, who do you trust? I mean, it's like this to me. Who do you trust more, Brian Daboll or Cooper Rush? And I know maybe that doesn't make any sense, but that's it for me. And I trust Daboll. And what do we know about Graham Gano? He's so consistent. What do you think here, Jose?
Tough game, man. This is a tough one for sure. I really don't have much here. I guess I'm taking the Cowboys, but that doesn't make me feel fucking great. I don't trust Daniel Jones. I do like Daboll, like you were mentioning. It is a Daboll versus Mike McCarthy situation as well. And give me Daboll. I find a lot of difficulty in this game, and I ultimately have no opinion on it. I mean, it's just a very, very tough game, and a pick'em. I think a pick'em is a good line for it. I thought you getting points with the Cowboys, I thought it was good then. Maybe not so much now.
The big bets, the pro sharp money is on the Cowboys at this point, and they've moved the line. J-Dub says, you trust Daniel Jones? No. And do I trust Cooper more than Daniel? The Giants are at home, and I can't wait to see the votes.
Yep, we have a 58% on the Giants, so it will not make our card, unfortunately.
Wow, I should have realized those last games would be very, very tight. Very, very tight. All right, we are 14 minutes away from Sharpie's Prize Picks. It's brought to you by Prize Picks. If you sign up for Prize Picks, use Pub Sports. You will get 100% match up to $100. And we are 13 minutes away. So after this show, please jump over to Sharpie's Prize Picks, produced by Big Show Picks. Jose, give us the 5 teams, and I'm writing them down.
All right.
I want 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st.
All right. I am also, as we speak, writing them down. That's what I've been doing for the last couple of games, ordering them, making sure we are all set on that facet. All right. So, unfortunately, let's light a candle and say our prayers for the 7th and 8th teams here. 8, the Philadelphia Eagles, 6.5 at 63%. 7, the Las Vegas Raiders at 64%. By the way, special mention the Buffalo Bills also at 63%. Vegas -2, 64%. Did not make the cut and just not barely, but missing out our cut. It's the Los Angeles Rams, 6th at -3.5 there, 65%. Now for our top 5. Let's give a round of applause and welcome back a team that's burned us before, but we love them. The Cincinnati Bengals, 69%. Extremely, extremely nice there. -6 for us there. Next, we've got a team that we actually like a little bit more, and they've made us money. The Houston Texans, 73%, +2.5. Then
Which is the Texans, 73%?
Yes.
Okay.
+2.5. Shout out to Lovie Smith, Damian Pierce, all those boys. 4th, we're breaking into the 80s. A pick that has made Jimmy exceedingly nervous, and he'll be thinking about it for the days coming. Atlanta Falcons, pick them, 80%. Our 3rd place squad. Number 2, the Baltimore Ravens, -2.5 at 83%. And number 1, maybe people got a little excited about this one, and we're submitting our picks today, everyone. The Cleveland Browns, -4 at 4%. Some Thursday night football action for the lads, and I will be betting that now tonight for some viewing enjoyment.
I feel like I almost don't need to bet it now. Ron Crawford's spreadsheet is on the Ravens. We have to win every single week. We have to, or the show is not important. We also didn't talk about our contest. I was so caught up in this. Pistol Pete Loshak, 10-0. He's the only man to go 10-0.
Look at him.
10-0.
Loshak at 10. Come on.
Babano at 9-1. And then who's there at 8-2? Jose?
Your mom. Not you. Your mom. Look at that. Joe Yokovich is fighting with your mom right now. You're right up there. Fanatical Jim. Shout out to him. Coin. C. Brady. Cannot say that name. Not going to try to. TJ Trance. Colo Bull. Uncle Jay, Ben Lee, myself, and Dim Scope, all 7-3. Nice little note there. And we'll scroll down, look at all the people, the 6-4s, little Sky Dragons in there. Picks from Dave, Jeff, Top Set. And we've got everyone else, 5-5, Nasty Nate, Ron Crawford. I believe all this is early, still early in the season for all you guys. You guys can make your picks. Gokster, that rapscallion. Yeah, Gokster. Fuck you, Gokster. You bastard.
And then did we lose anybody in the Survivor this past week?
Well, let's see. I forgot who or how many people were in it last week, but this week we've got 21 people still alive. Still alive. We've got Saturated, Jimmy, TJ, Ben Lee, Mr. Vape, Mac 11, Hunter Engelhardt in there. Jimmy's mom.
Speaking of which, Hunter Engelhardt was going to be doing our show today, and I should have mentioned this on Betting with the Bag, but he welcomed a baby boy to his family on Wednesday. Hunter and Hudson, and you should see the fingers on this kid.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's a pitcher already, just like his dad. This guy's got a very, very...
Sausage or length?
Sky Dragon says, did you guys decide if we're paying 6 or 7 for the Cappers contest? We have not. But one thing I've got to talk is, are we going to be able to... Because we can't give any money to last unless we can see that every pick is being made each week. Can go back and do that, which we'll have to ask Sean about that. But I don't know. I'm leaning towards 7 people getting paid. That's what I'm leaning towards. Do you guys what do you guys think? Should it be 6 or 7? I'd love to hear what you guys think. We have 8 minutes until Prize Picks pops off. Should the top 6 be paid or the top 7? Can you create a quick poll?
Yeah, sure. I got you. This is just my 2 cents. If I was everyone in this chat and I was in the contest, I personally would want more people being paid personally. So it is.
I don't think it should be less than 10%, and 6 would give us less than 10%. Oh, I agree, Sky Dragon. If there's money to who comes last, they have to have made a pick in every single week. I agree.
That would be that. Yeah, that is just impressive in and of itself. If you finish last, make all your picks. And again, I don't want to get any fucking emails or DMs on Saturday night, Sunday morning. I forgot. The picks lock at Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'll say it again. Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, your picks lock. So, for example, you want to make that -4 for that Cleveland Brown spot, your pick it right now. Well, pick it at 5 when the picks go live. Pick it then. And you don't have to make the rest of your pick. Just make sure that thing's clicked off. And then by Saturday night, make all your picks or you're fucked.
Well done. So the 7 has 62%. I agree. Yes. You guys, the chat's been very funny. Well, I don't need to say it. You guys know what I'm going to say.
Saturday at 10 p.m.
I'm very nervous about our picks. Very, very nervous. And look, I don't want to come here on a Thursday at 2 p.m. and this show be meaningless. We have to win. We have to win every single week. Let's make this show important. God's sakes, we got to win. And now with Browns, all this on the Browns.
Yeah,
we're
all invested in the Browns. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Saturated wants a vote of confidence on Atlanta. No, okay, but let's take a quick look. What side? Okay, so where are the Sharps? Let's just go over it very quickly here. Where are we against the Sharps here? So Bengals, we're with the Sharps. Texans, we're with the Sharps. Falcons, we are with the Sharps. Ravens, we are with the public. That pack of losers. Browns, we are. I guess we're not. I mean, it's 72-73, so there's not a real clarity on that one.
And remember, guys, these again, our pick is for real. Our picks are in the contest. Look, these are the standings. This is where we are right now, 6-4, 10-45. How about we fucking get up there? Let's go beat these motherfuckers.
And how many teams are in?
That's a great question. Let's scroll all the way to the bottom. Well, let's try to find out. Look at all these people over. Look at these losers. 4,675-ish. Look at these losers. Fucking don't even get one pick right. We're so much better than them.
Pack of losers.
Fucking yahoos.
Oh, Cheshire, I don't think we're wrong, man. No, I don't think we're wrong. It's just I'm very nervous about this week. And that's why we have a show, because this has nothing to do with me. You're very confused very often, Cheshire Cat.
I love the budding rivalry you guys have right now. I'm going to step in between this. I'm going to use a body shield right here. Cheshire Cat, lovely human being. You guys, a little beef. You guys will one day hopefully break bread and hash it out. But these picks are all cashing, Jimmy. These picks are all cashing.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat, I think you need a nap. If this show was just about me, then we wouldn't have polls, right? We wouldn't vote on it. Right, Cheshire Cat? We wouldn't vote on it. Why nappy time?
I tried to dive in front of it.
Why don't you go take sleepy time now? Okay.
All right, so Sharpie's prize picks starting here in about 3 minutes. Go to Prize Picks, download the app, make the account, promo code Pub Sports, little deposit match. That'll be great. Say Hey plays 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central, short card. It'll be a nice tight episode, about 15 minutes, breaking down the rest of the card, perhaps adding some plays with an already dense card as it is. Going to be fun, and I think I'm going to have 3 bets on Red Sox Yankees tonight, so I cannot wait for that. Jim, before we go, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Well, you've added so much to this Browns game tonight. I'm still going to wait to see if I jump on with you, but I'll be cheering heavy. If we're 7-4 with 4 games left, I'll be very pumped up. I don't mean to reiterate it too much, but we have to win every week to make this show important. And so far, so good. Let's keep going. Thank you guys all so much for watching the show. It means a ton. Real Deal Prime, Ron Crawford, Nasty Nate, Larry Garr, Gerald Jones, North Ender, RVD 420, Preston Ackdahl, Nicholas Lee, Alex Gagnon, Cheshire Cat, Bananas and Grapes, James S. All you guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for voting. Lee Davis, thank you guys. Ski Profit, Ron Crawford, thank you guys. Jump over and watch our guy Sharpie's show right now on Prize Picks, The Balking Dead. And thank you guys so much for your support. On behalf of Jose, myself, Preston, Big Show, Jeff Slaughter, everybody at Pub Sports Radio, we have nothing without you guys. So thank you guys so much for your support. Let's go out there and have a winning week. It starts with the Browns. Fucking the Browns. Let's go.